There comes a moment in almost every adult's life when the world doesn't suddenly become harder, it simply becomes quieter. Not because people disappear overnight, but because one day, without realizing it, you stop telling people what you're carrying. When we were children, pain was simple. If we fell, we cried. If we were scared, we reached for someone's hand. If we didn't know the answer, we asked. No one expected us to have everything figured out. Then adulthood arrives so slowly that we hardly notice it. First comes responsibility, then expectations, then bills, deadlines, family obligations. Career pressure, one by one, invisible weights settle onto our shoulders. And somewhere along the way, we learn a dangerous lesson. We should be able to handle it, so we stop asking for help. We smile when people ask if we're okay. We answer, I'm fine. Even when nothing feels fine at all. Many people imagine loneliness as sitting in an empty room. But the deepest loneliness often happens in a crowded place. You can be surrounded by coworkers every day. Laugh with friends over dinner. Reply to dozens of messages. And still go home feeling like nobody truly knows what your heart has been carrying. Because adulthood teaches us how to perform strength. Not necessarily how to process pain. There is a difference, a very important difference. Strong people are not people who never struggle. Strong people are simply those who keep moving while quietly carrying struggles no one else can see. The problem is, when you carry something alone for too long, it becomes heavier than it actually is. A young man once described his life like this. Every morning I wake up already tired, not physically, emotionally. He had a stable job, people respected him, his parents were proud. His social media looked successful from the outside. He was doing everything right. Inside, he felt completely empty. Every day was the same. Wake up, work, eat, scroll, sleep, repeat. He wasn't chasing dreams anymore. He was simply surviving his calendar. One evening, while driving home, he realized something that frightened him. He couldn't remember the last time he genuinely looked forward to tomorrow. Nothing terrible had happened. There wasn't a dramatic tragedy. There was only a slow accumulation of pressure. Until life became something he managed, instead of something he experienced. Many adults know exactly what that feels like, not broken, just emotionally exhausted. Here's something people rarely admit. Growing older doesn't automatically make us emotionally stronger, sometimes. It only makes us better at hiding our emotions. We become experts at saying, I'm just busy. Instead of I'm overwhelmed, we say I'm tired. Instead of I feel lost. We say everything's under control. Even when our thoughts keep us awake until 2 in the morning. Because vulnerability feels risky. We worry that people will see us as weak, that our family will worry. That our friends won't understand. That our coworkers will think we're incapable, so we become silent. And silence slowly builds invisible walls around us. The strange thing about those walls is this: they don't just keep pain inside. They also keep comfort from getting in. Psychologists often describe emotional isolation as one of the most painful forms of loneliness. It isn't measured by how many people surround you. It's measured by how safe you feel being your real self. Many adults have plenty of conversations, but very few places where they feel completely understood. Think about your own life for a moment. How many people know what you've truly been worrying about recently? Not your schedule, not your plans, not your work, your real worries. The fears you don't post online. The questions that visit you late at night. The moments when you wonder if everyone else somehow understands life better than you do. The truth is, most people are asking themselves the exact same question. They're simply hiding it as well. One of the greatest myths of adulthood is believing that everyone else has everything figured out. Look closely. The confident manager may secretly fear failure every single day. The smiling parent may cry after everyone else goes to bed. The successful entrepreneur may wonder whether they are one mistake away from losing everything. The person who always encourages others may desperately wish someone would ask, "How are you doing?" Every adult you pass on the street is carrying a story you'll never fully see. Invisible grief, invisible pressure, invisible disappointment. Invisible hope. Everyone is fighting something that isn't obvious. Remembering this doesn't solve loneliness, but it softens judgment, including the judgment we place on ourselves. Because maybe you're not falling behind. Maybe you're simply carrying more than anyone realizes. One day, an older man shared a lesson that stayed with me. He said, "When I was young, I thought adulthood meant becoming independent. But now, I think adulthood means learning who you can safely depend on." At first, those words sounded strange. Isn't independence the goal? To earn your own money, solve your own problems, stand on your own feet? Yes. Those things matter, but complete emotional independence, that doesn't exist. Human beings were never designed to carry life entirely alone. Even the strongest trees survive because their roots intertwine beneath the ground, quietly supporting one another in ways we cannot see. Maybe people are not so different. Maybe strength has never been about needing no one. Maybe real strength is knowing when it's finally safe to let someone walk beside you. Maybe that's the part no one ever tells us. The goal isn't to become someone who never needs anyone. The goal is to become someone who has the courage to be honest, not with everyone, but with someone. Because healing rarely begins the moment life becomes easier. It often begins the moment we stop pretending we're okay. Several years ago, a woman shared something that changed the way I think about loneliness. She said, "I kept waiting for someone to notice that I was struggling, so I smiled harder. I worked harder. I answered every message. I showed up to every family gathering. I never complained, and no one noticed." Then she paused before saying something heartbreaking. "They couldn't see what I never allowed them to see." Sometimes we expect people to read the chapters of our lives that we've never opened. But no one can hear the words we never speak. That doesn't mean people don't care. Sometimes they simply don't know. There is an old saying that pain grows in silence. Not because silence is always bad, but because silence gives our fears room to become louder than reality. A single mistake begins to feel like proof that we're failing. One difficult season starts to feel as though it will last forever. One lonely night convinces us that we'll always feel this way. Our minds have a remarkable ability to turn temporary emotions into permanent stories. But feelings are not always facts. Just because you feel lost today doesn't mean your life has lost its direction. Just because you feel lonely doesn't mean you are unlovable. Just because you're exhausted doesn't mean you've reached the end of your strength. Sometimes it simply means you've been carrying too much for too long. Perhaps the hardest lesson of adulthood is learning that life is made of seasons. There are seasons of growth, seasons of waiting, seasons of uncertainty, seasons where nothing seems to change, even though you're trying your best. During those quiet seasons, it's easy to believe that everyone else is moving forward while you're standing still. But life doesn't always grow where we can see it. Think about a tree in winter. From the outside, it appears lifeless. No flowers, no leaves, no visible progress. Yet beneath the frozen ground, the roots continue their invisible work, preparing for a spring that hasn't arrived yet. People often work the same way. Some of the most important changes happen long before anyone else notices them, including ourselves. If you're listening to this today and you've been feeling alone, I want to ask you something. When was the last time you showed yourself the same kindness you so freely offer everyone else? Many adults speak gently to their friends, patiently to their children, encouragingly to their partners, but inside their own minds. The voice sounds very different. You should be doing more. You're falling behind. Everyone else has figured it out. You're not enough. Imagine saying those words to someone you deeply love. You probably never would. So why have they become acceptable when directed toward yourself? The relationship you'll spend the most time in throughout your entire life is the one you have with your own mind. If that relationship is built only on criticism, even success will never feel like enough. Healing doesn't usually arrive all at once. It often begins with surprisingly small moments. Answering a friend's call instead of saying you're too busy. Taking a walk without looking at your phone. Writing down thoughts you've been carrying for months. Sitting quietly with a cup of coffee as the morning sun rises. Getting enough sleep after weeks of convincing yourself you can function without it. Asking for help when your heart whispers that you need it. None of these moments change your life overnight, but together, they remind your nervous system that life isn't only about surviving, it's also about living. There's something beautiful that happens when we stop believing we have to earn rest. As children, we rested because we were tired. As adults, we often feel we must first deserve it, finish one more project, answer one more email, solve one more problem, then maybe we'll allow ourselves to breathe, but life has a strange habit. There is always one more project, one more responsibility, one more reason to postpone taking care of ourselves. If we wait until everything is perfect before we rest, we may spend years waiting. Peace isn't something that only exists after every problem disappears. Sometimes peace is simply choosing not to carry every burden at the same time. An elderly man once shared the greatest lesson he learned after nearly 80 years of life. He smiled gently and said, "When I was young, I thought the meaning of life was becoming important. Now I think the meaning of life is becoming present. Being present for your family, present for your friends, present for ordinary evenings, present for quiet conversations, present for sunsets you once rushed past, present for yourself. Because one day when we look back, we rarely remember the emails we answered or the deadlines we met. We remember the people who made us feel safe. The laughter that arrived unexpectedly. The conversations that lasted until midnight. The moments when someone simply sat beside us and reminded us that we didn't have to carry everything alone. Those ordinary moments become the extraordinary memories we spend the rest of our lives holding onto. So if today feels lonely, please don't mistake this chapter for the entire story. You are not behind, you are not failing. You are not the only one trying to figure life out. Millions of adults wake up each morning carrying invisible battles. Many of them smile while doing it. Many of them wonder if anyone understands. Perhaps that's why conversations like this matter. Because every time someone says, "Me too," loneliness loses a little of its power. And maybe that's what becoming an adult is really about. Not becoming someone who never falls apart, but becoming someone who learns how to put themselves back together with patience, compassion, and hope, one day at a time. One honest conversation at a time, one small step at a time. So tonight, if life feels heavier than usual, take one slow breath. Put down one burden you don't need to carry until tomorrow. Send one message to someone you trust. Or simply remind yourself of this quiet truth: you have survived every difficult day that has brought you here. That doesn't mean you have to survive tomorrow alone, and perhaps the loneliest part of becoming an adult is also the moment we discover that asking for connection is not a sign of weakness. It's the beginning of coming home to ourselves and to one another. Thank you for listening. If this story found you at the right moment, I hope you remember one thing: no matter how lonely adulthood may sometimes feel, you were never meant to walk through it alone.